Ooh, whatto chaps, I'm Magical Mike, and this is the not-so-secret jumping puzzle, which you can find in the Gendarren Fields, if you look on your map, which I will at some point bring up. There we go. It's just below the Broad Hollow Bluffs. It's covered over by that waypoint there, so I can't quite tell if that's bluffs or buffs or what. Let's pretend it's buffs, just because. Anyway, you'll find these bounce platforms outside, and if you're doing this fairly early on, this is new obviously, then you'll find a bunch of people there. These platforms are on a timer, so if you stand on it and nothing happens, just wait a few seconds and it'll throw you upwards just like that, or it'll throw you forwards like the larger ones do. And once you get to this point, I wondered, where the hell do I go? But later on I figured out, obviously this wall is a bit shimmery. If you look closely at it, you can just walk straight through it because it's not really there. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, it's some kind of Azure tech or something, and I was then looking for a second invisible wall when I should have just been looking at the floor. There we go, down here. These ones are the ones that will throw you forwards. There you go, and I thought that one would have moved me as well, but I landed on it and it didn't, so I'm going to fast forward this because I failed quite a few times here. By no means did I get this all in one take, so I'm not exactly an expert, but oh man, that's kind of dizzying, isn't it? So yeah, there's a few takes in here, a lot of falls, a lot of derps and things. There's another invisible wall. There we go, just pop through that. And we're moving on into the Aether Blade hidden base thingy. There's some steam and some fire here. Steam just does damage, the fire obviously sets you on fire for quite a while. Neither one's going to really kill you too quickly, so don't be too afraid of those. And carry on moving on. And launch yourself through a wall. Yes. There's some more steam to walk through here. This steam thing, you can't roll through any of them, by the way, so don't even try. That one is the only one that will actually knock you back, which is kind of strange, but there you go. And now we've come into the meat of the puzzle, the big room that everything takes place in. I'm going to try and get a good vantage point here to show you what it all looks like. Oh, there we go. It's a huge airship covered by these holographic projectors and some rather scary looking platforms up there that you're going to be jumping on later if you want to get the Dive Master achievement. But the first thing we're going to show is the regular achievement, the not so secret puzzle guide thing. So we're just going to hop down here and move along. Over here, there's actually 3 caches, 3 little chests that you can find in this puzzle too. Here's the first one, just behind here, and it's usually guarded by a bunch of enemies, including a veteran Aether Blade here, which just spawned on me, so I'm going to take those out with a few people here. You don't have to get these chests, they don't count towards anything, but, you know, they've got free loot in them, so why not? You can actually leave the puzzle too, if you jump into that halo-looking teleporter thingy in the back. But obviously we don't want to do that, because we want to finish the puzzle. Back here is another cache. Remember this place for later, because this is the place that you're going to be diving into for the Dive Master achievement. And that one's kind of hard to do. It took me a few goes, and you'll probably see that later on. Let's just fast forward here, back to how to get out of this little area. If you're unlucky, you'll find yourself falling into that kind of an area quite a few times, so just make note of where you're supposed to go afterwards, and you'll be okay. This section with the few pipes here, you just jump onto this rock, and don't use swiftness in this puzzle at all, because it'll mess you up. A lot of people have trouble with these pipes. As you can see, I just overtook a large group of people. I don't know why a lot of people have a lot of trouble there. I don't. I have a lot of trouble elsewhere. But for some reason, I don't know. I can't really explain why people have trouble there, and I don't. But it's just something personal, really, I think. Just take another look round. The final cache, by the way, is in the deck. In the deck? The galley? The gully? I don't know what to call this. I'm not a ship person. I don't know what I'm talking about. The final cache is in here. In the hold, I suppose, near all these cannons. You get a crappy lapis nugget and a bunch of rubbish loot. Brilliant. Move on to the other side of the ship. Hop onto this steam vent. And don't jump from here, just walk off it, well, run off it, and you'll make that jump quite easily. Just hop along these little poles here. Don't follow where those guys are going, they don't know what they're doing, where they're going or anything. Don't follow them. Just hop onto this. This is an awkward jump here, by the way. Yeah, it looks awkward, it's because it is. Just hop onto that little jutting bit of the sail. And this jump. This is another bounce pad, which I fail quite a few times, actually. I fail it because I'm stood in the middle. And, yeah, many fails later. That took me about 4, 5, 6 tries, because this is one of the things that I get caught up on quite a lot. What you want to do, actually, is stand on the little raised area, the rim of the thing. You can see stood there. You don't quite make it, you don't quite get enough height if you stood right on the pad, but if you're on the rim, you can quite easily make it. There you go. And carry on the puzzle, run along the rim of the sail, hop up here. Don't be afraid to take your time on these as well, you're not timed on any of them. And if you don't think you're going to make the jump, then don't try, and you'll be fine. Right here, it's a nice view again. There we go. It's a cool looking puzzle, I do like this style that they've gone for, the whole steampunk thing. I'm not much of a steampunk kind of person, I'm not into it that much, but this does appeal to me in some kind of regard. You just want to run along these steam vents. Again, they don't really hurt you all that much, so don't worry about it. There is no other path just yet. This jump actually took me a few tries, that one with the bounce pad, because it's kind of awkward to get on top of the tip of the sail there. The top of the tip. Now here I'm going on top of these sprockety they're not Spriggans at all, that's an Elder Scrolls thing. You don't have to jump on top of these sprockets, but you can if you want to. Makes me feel safer. You can just make these jumps quite easily anyway. But I jump onto the sprockets, and this is one of the awkward jumps. You see, just take your time, try not to just prematurely get on top of that thing. You can do what that person just did and head for the pipe, or you can jump across here, head that distance. There's another way of doing that as well, just completely avoiding that bounce pad, but I don't like doing it, so I'm not going to show it off. And I can't really explain it because I've moved past it now, so never mind to use the bounce pad. Now you can turn right here and jump along those rocks if you want the goggles, but I'm going for the chest and the achievement, so we're just going to hop on top of the sail here, and on top of the blimp, the airship. Why don't our airships look as good as this? Somebody brought that point up the other day, and yeah, I totally agree with you. We've got crappy looking airships compared to the Aether Blade. Just hop on down to the side here, avoid all those mobs. This is where your achievement will ding. Obviously I've done it already before. Open the chest, the first time you do it you'll get the Aetherized Pauldrons, which are a cleric set with a Balthazar rune on it. I believe you can put these in the forge, but you can't salvage them and you can't sell them on the trading post. They are soulbound, so there you go. From here, once you've got your achievement, if you want the diving goggles, just jump down here and you're going to have to do the puzzle all over again for the dive master route. So I've just cut that out for you, in case you didn't want to watch me fail a million times like that guy apparently is doing. He's not having fun. Oh dear. Then again, the fails are kind of fun, but just cutting them out for convenience sake. Just hop along these rocks, and we're going to carefully jump up to this next one here. Now there's a 2 bounce pad thing in a row here. You can jump to the side of this thing if you don't want to make them both in a row. Oftentimes you'll find that they do just send you flying in the wrong direction. Just be careful of that, and line yourself up correctly, and you'll get it eventually. And don't fall off these. The blue things that I'm stood next to will knock you back, so be careful not to hit those. And just make sure you line up where you're going first. Make sure you know where you're going before you make these jumps, and take your time. And eventually you'll make it up to the top of these. Again, yeah, you see me there, I'm just taking my time there. If I don't feel confident in a jump, I won't try and make it, I'll just move back to the pad. Don't worry, this isn't a glitch, you are supposed to bounce off these blue things, and watch out for portals as well if you can't see where you're going. There's a large group of people here right now, so obviously it's new content, so there's a lot of people doing it, which is good. if you want to cheat it, go ahead and use portals. I did this legitimately, despite my guild forcing me, trying so hard to make me use portals right here, but I didn't the first time. Every time after that, I of course did, because this is a pain in the butt, in the bum, in the arse, indeed. Don't worry, this isn't a glitch. You aren't supposed to be able to see where you're going. Put the goggles on, leap through this cliff. It's a blind jump, and I've slowed this down so that you can catch this. Oh, what? Ah, that annoyed me so much, and I went all the way back down to the bottom. Wonderful. Yep, I clipped my legs on my ankles, broke them horribly on that tiny little jutting thing out there. But luckily I had my guildmates to bring me back up to the top. Thanks guys, because this would have taken another 45 minutes to get this achievement. But here we go, I'm jumping again, oh, it's just... At least that fall wasn't so bad, I was on a better platform there. But here's the successful jump, I believe. You want to jump left, keep holding forwards and rotate your camera to keep the momentum, and there we go! You would have got progression in that achievement for hitting the water right there. And there you have it. Dive Master, not so secret, done.